When Trump took office in 2017, he inherited an economy that was already on a steady recovery path. Unemployment was at 4.7%, the stock market was climbing, and GDP growth was stable at around 2%. Not exactly economic disaster, but Trump promised to supercharge things. One of his major moves was initiating trade wars and imposing tariffs. These tariffs had a significant impact on small businesses, and consumers felt the pinch as prices for goods rose. The trade policies led to intense negotiations, especially with China. While the economy saw some initial boosts, the long-term effects on small businesses and consumers were mixed. Fast forward to 2025, and we're in a completely different environment. We just went through the highest inflation in 40 years. While it's cooling now, Trump's new tariff policies could reignite pricing pressures, especially on everyday goods from Mexico and China. Small businesses are particularly vulnerable. Tariffs on imports mean higher costs for goods, which can be devastating for local shops. When companies have to start paying import duties, those costs get passed right down to you, the consumer. It's basic business math. Someone's paying that bill, and it won't be the shareholders. Trade wars and tariffs significantly impacted household finances and economic efficiency. Small businesses faced higher costs, and consumers saw price increases affecting their purchasing power. If you found this breakdown insightful, smash that like button and subscribe for more in-depth financial analysis. Drop a comment below with your experience. Are you feeling the impact of these trade wars and tariffs on your shopping habits? Are you a small business owner navigating these economic changes? And don't forget to check out my free guide on recession-proofing your finances, because smart money moves transcend political cycles. Link in the description. This is Adia, reminding you that in money, like in life, it's not about what happens to you, but how you respond that counts. Until next time, keep building that wealth. In this chapter, we focus on the trade wars initiated by Trump's administration, particularly the tariffs on Chinese goods and the renegotiation of NAFTA. These trade policies were some of the most controversial and impactful decisions made during Trump's tenure. First, let's delve into the economic rationale behind these policies. The administration argued that tariffs on Chinese goods were necessary to protect American industries and reduce the trade deficit. But how effective were these measures? We'll analyze the data to uncover the real impact on the U.S. economy. Next, we'll explore the immediate effects. From increased costs for American consumers to the challenges faced by small businesses, the tariffs had far-reaching consequences. We'll also look at the renegotiation of NAFTA, now known as the USMCA, and its implications for North American trade. But the story doesn't end there. Other countries responded to these tariffs with their own set of trade barriers, leading to a tit-for-tat escalation. How did these actions affect global trade relations and the international economy? We'll examine the responses from major trading partners and the long-term consequences of this trade war. Finally, we'll discuss the broader implications for international trade relations. Did these policies strengthen America's position on the global stage, or did they create more challenges than they solved? Understanding the full scope of these trade wars is crucial for grasping their lasting impact on both the U.S. and the world economy. Stay tuned as we unpack the complexities of the trade wars and their ripple effects across the globe. As we continue to unpack the multifaceted impact of the trade wars, it's essential to focus on specific industries that were significantly affected by Trump's tariffs. The steel and aluminum sectors provide a critical case study. Under the administration's tariffs, a 25% duty was imposed on imported steel and a 10% duty on aluminum. The rationale was to protect American producers from foreign competition and to bolster domestic production. Initially, these measures did lead to a resurgence in domestic steel and aluminum manufacturing. Several U.S. plants reopened and jobs were created, providing a temporary economic boost. However, the tariffs also had unintended consequences. The increased cost of raw materials led to higher production costs for industries reliant on steel and aluminum, such as automotive, construction, and machinery manufacturing. These industries faced inflated prices, which were often passed on to consumers, leading to higher prices for cars, appliances, and even canned goods. Moreover, while some American steel and aluminum producers benefited, others struggled with the volatility and uncertainty in the market. The tariffs disrupted supply chains and led to retaliatory measures from other countries, further complicating trade dynamics. We must also consider the broader economic implications. For instance, the construction industry saw project delays and cancellations due to increased material costs, affecting jobs and economic growth. The automotive sector, a significant part of the U.S. economy, faced competitive disadvantages on the global stage due to higher production costs. In summary, while the tariffs aim to protect and rejuvenate the steel and aluminum industries, the ripple effects on the broader economy were complex and far-reaching. Balancing protectionism with global trade dynamics remains a challenging task, and the long-term effectiveness of these policies continues to be a topic of debate. Stay tuned as we further explore the intricacies of trade policies and their lasting impact on the economy. As we analyze the impact of import duties on consumer prices, it's essential to understand how these changes have influenced consumer behavior and spending patterns. The imposition of tariffs by the U.S. on imported goods led to an immediate rise in prices for a wide range of products. From electronics to household items, the higher costs were often passed down to consumers, resulting in noticeable price hikes. For instance, the tariffs on Chinese imports significantly affected the prices of everyday consumer electronics, such as smartphones and laptops. Retailers, faced with higher import costs, had no choice but to increase their prices. This, in turn, led consumers to either delay their purchases, seek alternative products, or spend more than they initially planned. The automotive industry also experienced substantial price increases due to the tariffs on steel and aluminum. The higher costs of raw materials translated to more expensive vehicles. Consumers, particularly those in the market for new cars, had to reconsider their options. Some opted for used cars, while others postponed their purchases altogether, waiting to see if prices would stabilize. These changes in consumer prices had a ripple effect on spending patterns. With higher prices, consumers became more cautious with their expenditures, prioritizing essential items over discretionary purchases. This shift in behavior was particularly evident in the retail sector, where sales of non-essential goods saw a decline. Moreover, the increased cost of goods led to a rise in inflation, further impacting the purchasing power of consumers. The combination of higher prices and reduced spending power created a challenging environment for both consumers and businesses. Retailers had to adapt by offering promotions and discounts to attract price-sensitive customers, while consumers became more vigilant in searching for the best deals. In conclusion, the imposition of import duties has had a significant impact on consumer prices, leading to changes in behavior and spending patterns. As we continue to navigate the complexities of global trade policies, understanding these dynamics is crucial for both consumers and businesses. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into these issues and their broader implications.